Welcome back, YouTubers. Green Country Baits here. We are back in the shop. Been a minute. Hadn't posted any videos in a little bit. Got a little bit of time, and I've got three. I got a C25, a 10XD, and a DD22 that we're going to be doing in the ever popular Chartreuse blue shad. But we're going to put a wrinkle on the blues and try it out and go test it on the lake. Stick with me. Let's go spray some paint. All right, we're going to get right to it. Version 1, powder blue. We're going to keep this one pretty traditional. Strike King 10XD. On my chartreuse, I like a real bright chartreuse. On this particular pattern with the powder blue, I'll do 2 separate videos, probably in consecutive weeks or whatever, and we will work through this series. These baits are just, I'm getting my butt kicked with some guys out on the lake that's throwing these particular types of patterns, and I'm trying to stay with the shad pattern. So clear water situation, for whatever reason, the chartreuse, probably bluegill, something going on, green perch, I don't know, but I've got to get me some dialed up. So we're going to do a test over here 2 or 3 weeks. So at the conclusion of these 3 videos, I'll give you a little feedback and let you know which of these patterns were the most productive as we test them on our home lake. So I'm going to go down with the chartreuse color of choice here. And again, this one's going to be really bright. I'm going to do a couple layers. I'll give you guys a rundown of all the paint colors that I'm using. At the end of the video. So, hadn't used my airbrushes in quite some time, so kind of surprised that I'm not having some kind of issues yet. I left them in good condition, I guess, right? Cleaned them up good like I usually do. So again, extreme bright, real bright. And I want that powder blue. We're going to scale the shoulders, and I want it to I want that powder blue to really stand out. Blue and yellow obviously makes green, so we're going to get some green fade. I'm going to try to scale that in down that back. So I want this belly and the sides to be a really, really dark chartreuse color. And this was really a lot of yellow. It's a fluorescent yellow with just a hint of lime green added into it. Excuse me, I went with a little fluorescent green, just a drop. I'm gonna mix up just a little bit more. I'm not sure how well the camera's gonna pick up the shades and all that. It usually doesn't do a great job of picking up fine variations, but we'll try to do some pictures at the end, and maybe with that better camera, you'll be able to see a little bit more of the green. It probably just looks yellow to you right now. So. All right, we're about out, and it really looks good. I'm gonna do a little quick heat set. want a little bit of orange. A little bit of orange on this one anyway. Got a little bit of splatter. I'll dab that off with a Q-tip. That's plenty bright. So next we're going to come lay in our blue. And we'll add a couple of details. Sometimes you can do a little, I'm going to go real slight, real low. I'm going to let my pressure off. Just kind of build this up, because this is it's an old color, meaning I've had it in my shop for a long time, and it's transparent. So we just want to build that up. I went a little too fast. You can see how I started pushing the paint out. Got a little crackle effect in there. Okay, dry that in. Then we'll go to scale mesh. Let's make sure we're in camera here. Yeah, such a big crankbait. Let me tilt it for you. There we go. Bring it back in. All right, on this one, I'm just going to use my hoops like I normally do, and I just want a little bit of that scale to come in. I really like to kind of at the last bit, kind of shoot it downward and let that yellow pick up a little bit of it, but of the blue, and give us kind of a little bit of that green effect there. So let's see, we want those scales, my old nets getting old. I don't really want any scales around the eyes or any of that, but whoa. Notice I'm kind of angling my brush so it can just kind of fade those scales down slightly. Let's take a look. That'll work. Now I've got lots of these crankbaits in this color in my arsenal, but I don't have them in these larger crankbaits that we're catching these fish out off these deep ledges and humps. So just blowing some air through these scales. You don't want it to push it up underneath the scales and blur it. It's hot today. We are dead of winter. I mean, dead of winter. We're dead of summer. And we actually had a little bit of a break. Got a chance of some rain, which would be great if we could get that. We've had several chances, and it never seems to come. our way. Okay, so fairly simple. I mean, really, you could put this in the category of a real basic beginner type pattern. And it's really pretty easy. I'm pretty happy. Scales, I'm a little rusty. Looks like I might have moved the mesh just a little bit, but I don't care. I'm not selling this. This is going in my box. So, last thing we need a little black. And I think I'm just going to go old school rather than put it in a brush, since I'm not doing any other blacks and I don't want to have to clean it out. I'm just going to do a big nail, and I'm either that's a little big. Let's see. I think I'll go with that size. So if you follow my channel for any length of time, you've seen me do this one many a times. It's a real simple method. Just taking some transparent black. I got an old paint cup here, and I just dipped the end in it, and I'm going to put that spot just right behind that hook hanger and right behind the eye. This is going to be my lineup. Bam, just like that. Right behind the hook hanger, right behind the eye. So again, not going to be a long video. This one's pretty simple, very effective pattern. If you're not throwing these big crankbaits, I mean, you do need some dedicated equipment. I mean, you need, I really like my Falcon composite cranker. It's a little, it's rated 3/4, and I'm throwing crankbaits that's 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces, and it's really held up. Maybe looking at, getting into a little bit better rated rod for these bigger baits, but anyway, and if you have any suggestions, it doesn't have to be Falcon. I've got a lot of brands of rods, but if you got a Falcon rod, or if you got another rod that you're throwing 10XDs on, or 6 cents C25s, DD22s, can pretty much anything can handle that. But if you're throwing some of these oversized crankbaits, you got a rod that you recommend, shoot me a message, man. Leave a comment. Appreciate any and all the comments anyway. So now I left the eyes in this one, and I'm just going to show you while we're on camera. I think we're still running. I just taped them off. And so I bought this crankbait. I love that Strike King utilizes the nude series, and so in a lot of their bait line, not all of them, but it's just a technique, and I'm sure I've done it on camera, but if you'd like to see it again, let me know. Leave a comment of how I get those to come out without taking those eyes out. Sometimes that can be pretty difficult. So what do you think? Chartreuse powder blueback shad, chartreuse blueback. A lot of different names. Every company's got some version of this, but this one's been very effective. Stay tuned. Next week we're going to have another video where we're going to be doing another oversized crankbait, and we're going to put a different spin on it, a little bit different blue. So hang around to next week. Thanks, guys. See you next week.